Here are some fantastically rare and expensive US coins sold at a heritage signature auction. We'll start off with an early example of the Lincoln penny. The 1914 D cent only reports a modest mintage of 1.2 million coins, definitely positioning the coin as a key issue in the series. As is clear with the present coin as well, the issue has a reputation for being very well struck, but high-grade examples like this coin are tough to come by. Graded as MS65 by PCGS, this beautiful gem of a coin was sold for $18,000 at auction. The 1859s Seated Liberty dollar is the only no-motto coin of the type struck at the San Francisco Mint. It is speculated that most depositors would prefer and in fact request half dollars when depositing silver for coining, following the reduction in weight of the half dollar in 1853, meaning they would effectively actually get more for their silver if they took half dollars instead of dollars. This rare example is one of only 20,000 minted in 1859 and is today graded as MS64 by NGC. It saw a closing price at auction of $36,000. 1795 was the first year that the US Mint started to strike gold coins, having overcome some technical and regulatory hurdles placed in its path. And of those, the 1795 small eagle reverse half eagle coins appear to have been some of the first, with a reported mintage of 8,707 coins. PCGS awarded the coin a grade of AU55, and it was sold at auction for the sum of $48,000. In 1892, the San Francisco Mint produced 1.2 million Morgan dollar coins in 12 deliveries of 100,000 coins each. Overall, a fairly modest mintage for the series. Most of those coins were then released into circulation. And since collecting coins by mint mark did not become widely popular until several decades later, precious few of these branch mint coins were preserved in mint state grades. This is a rare example graded as MS61 by NGC that was able to sell at auction for $50,400. The 1885 Double Eagle has one of the lowest mintage figures for any circulation coin in the US Mint's history. Only 751 coins were minted, supplemented by a further 77 proof strikes for collectors. Today, only 107 grading events are reflected on the population report for this coin, with another handful of coins existing in institutional and museum collections on top of that. The current example of this series' key date is graded as NGC AU55 and passed under the auctioneer's gavel for the price of $52,800. The half eagle was an almost forgotten denomination by the time that the 1929 Indian head coin had been minted. In fact, it was the first regular issue $5 coin to be struck by the US Mint since the production was halted in 1916, 13 years earlier. And in fact, it would also be the last gold half eagle until 1986, when the denomination was resurrected as a commemorative coin. Today, only 7 to maybe 800 coins, if we're being optimistic, remain extant, and an MS64 Plus graded example like this from PCGS is a rare sight indeed. At auction, the coin changed hands for $52,800. The chain cent represents a pivotal moment in American numismatics, the first mass-produced coin intended for a wider distribution to come from the fledgling US Mint, only having been established less than a year prior. 36,103 of these coins were minted in March of 1793, before the reverse design was changed to the reef cent, although there are two main types, not including the 5 confirmed die marriages. The first had the word America abbreviated simply to Ameri, and then the rest all had the words of United States of America spelled out in full, like the example seen here. NGC graded this coin as XF45, and at auction it attained a closing price of $66,000. The 1918 over 7 Denver Mint Buffalo nickel is an extremely sought-after variety coin for the series. Despite the strong overdate, the coin was not discovered, well, or at least that is to say that it does not appear in any of the literature until as late as 1930. With a clear number 7 seen under the 8 of 1918, there is no mistaking this variety, especially in a coin with such amazing eye appeal, with only a number of unfortunate contact marks on the high points of the coin, keeping it from exceeding the grade of MS64 from NGC. Although only 4 other coins are known to be finer. $72,000 was the closing price at auction for this coin. Shortly after the discovery of gold at Pikes Peak and the Colorado gold rush that ensued, the firm of Clark, Gruber and Company was established primarily as a banking firm. They soon became the go-to firm with a well-earned reputation for honesty for speculators to sell their gold dust and nuggets. But shipping the raw gold to Philadelphia or San Francisco for coining proved both expensive and time-consuming. So, in 1860, they decided that there was no reason why they couldn't just turn the gold into coins themselves. This 1860 dated $10 coin survives today in a grade of MS61 and was sold at auction for the sum of $114,000. When asked about the design of the 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition commemorative $50 coins, their designer, Robert Aitken, recalls the image of the Roman goddess Minerva and her familiar owl, representing wisdom, better known to the ancient Greeks as the goddess Athena. I suspect that the ancient Athenian tetradrachm coin may also have served as inspiration, as the similarities between the two issues are definitely not negligible. Despite having minted 1,500 coins initially, only 483 were ultimately distributed. This example of the round version of the coin was graded by NGC as MS65+ and achieved a closing price at auction of $138,000. The US Mint created several low mintage rarities in the Liberty Head Double Eagle series in the 1880s, none more so than the 1882 though, which stands as the lowest mintage circulation strike Double Eagle, with a probable notable exception of the 1861 Paquet reverse coins, though we don't actually have an exact mintage figure for those, and it's technically more of a variety than a type coin, although, anyway, pedantry aside, the 1882 Double Eagle only has a minuscule mintage of 571 coins, and it is estimated that fewer than 25 of those managed to survive to this day. This example was graded by NGC as AU58 and was lost sold at auction for $138,000. In 1921, only the Philadelphia Mint was striking double eagles, to a total mintage of 528,500 coins. However, very few of these were ever actually issued. As the country was in the grips of a recession at the time, there was little need for large denomination gold coins in circulation. During the gold recall of 1933, it seems that 527,500 of these coins were still in treasury vaults, and were then subsequently melted down, leaving just 1,000 coins unaccounted for. Today, the surviving population is estimated to be no greater than 175 coins. This example survives in a grade of MS62 from PCGS and at auction was sold for $144,000. Subscribe to WNN and activate all notifications with the bell icon to know when new videos are released. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.